Good afternoon. I call to order the GCC regular board meeting, October the 14th, 2025, at 4:45 p.m. Roll call. Mr. Mark Anderson.
Absent.
Harry Block.
Here.
Bruce Mandrick.
Present.
Jack Turner.
Present.
And Lily Campbell. 4 board members present. We have a quorum. So thank you. Do we have any public comments?
No public comments, ma'am.
No public comments. Okay. Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see your faces. So good to see you at this rainy afternoon. And to those of you who are watching us virtually, thank you for being with us. And we are ready to get started with a wonderful board meeting for this afternoon, this evening. And so with that, we will move into one of our favorite things, our superintendent's report. So, Superintendent, are you ready?
Thank you, Madam President, and I'm glad to hear that this is one of the board's favorite things. I will try to be as brief and succinct, but I'm going to get a little help tonight. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to our board meeting and to tonight's meeting. I also want to just take a moment to recognize a member of our GCC Foundation Board and also previous member of our GCC Community Business Advisory Council, Mr. Alex Ushakov, who is also here with us today in the audience, and we say welcome to Alex. So board, just want to kind of catch you up. Our CAS and LPAC assessment results for 24-25 were released last week. Results across GCC schools reflect stable performance overall, with areas of target improvement. As you know, we're always looking for where we need to continue to grow. Our CAS outcomes in English and math have remained steady across multiple years, with several schools showing some incremental gains. In terms of our LPAC results, do indicate growth in language proficiency at a number of our sites, reflecting the impact of targeted supports and language development initiatives. These results highlight both the progress made and opportunities for continuing improvement. We will, in a future board meeting soon, have Assistant Superintendent Takoy and our Ed Services team do a full study session on this, but I just wanted to give you the brief kind of what I call the thumbnail of where we are. Again, could not be more proud of the work that we're doing academically and that we will continue to do. Last week, myself, Assistant Superintendent Takoy, and Assistant Superintendent Elliott had the opportunity to attend the Charter School Development Center, also known as CSDC, their annual conference. Assistant Superintendent Elliott and I had the privilege of presenting at the conference on the community schools. Our session focused on the implementation of our community schools grant, and as well as practical strategies for other charter organizations to initiate similar community-centered supports in their own. And I will tell you, you can see the picture. Maury and I both made the comment, it looks like we're just talking to ourselves, but the room was really huge and long. And so we had a special photographer. I believe Mr. Terekov was our photographer. We're going to work better on how to stage a photo. But in all sincerity, it really was a great opportunity to highlight that we are the only charter school network in the state to be recognized as a deep dive, and you're going to learn and hear a little bit more about our work with Deep Dive tonight. COA had their family movie night, and I had the pleasure of attending. Not only did I have the opportunity to attend COA's family movie night as superintendent, but also as a parent, but I was also there to present the Superintendent's Cup for outstanding sportsmanship from last year's athletics league for our elementary sports. So that ended up being a fun night as we cheered and was happy and then watched Madagascar. On October the 3rd, the GCC Foundation hosted our annual golf tournament at Till Bend. This year, and Assistant Superintendent Elliott, you'll have to make sure I have my numbers right. We had 140 golfers, 35 teams, 31 sponsors? Perfect. Okay. Whew. And they helped us raise over 40,000. There we go. So over 40,000 for our foundation. in support of our programs that really, again, help us to expand opportunities for our students. I want to thank, again, all of our sponsors, participant volunteers. We had a number of staff members who volunteered that day to come out and help support, as well as our participants. And a special thank you to our community engagement team for really coordinating a successful event. It took a lot of work, but I am very proud of our CED team for their work on such a wonderful event. Also want to just kind of share with the board, this week I kicked off my annual fall tour. So in the fall, I go to every school site and I just kind of spend some time with the admin, with the staff. I visit classrooms, and so this week I kicked off and I visited COA Elementary, CCCS TK8, CCCS 912, GIS, and COA Middle. And I will tell you, each of those have been very unique within their own way. I had the opportunity to meet with a group of students this morning at GIS, and they gave me all the things that, as 8th graders, they want to make sure that we're doing. I also had the opportunity at CCCS 912 to have a student-led tour around the campus and meet with some of our teachers and staff. And then yesterday, I will tell you, to have a group of COA middle school students all meet you in the quad and sing songs to you was just exciting. So really want to affirm each of our sites. I get energized seeing the work that's happening at our school campuses. In addition to visiting our campuses for the Superintendent's Fall Tour, this week is also National School Lunch Week, and so I'm taking the opportunity to thank each of our cafeteria workers, our lunch crew. I said lunch ladies at one of our sites, and it was like, there's more than ladies. You're right, I'm sorry. Our lunch team, our food services team, excuse me, I'm giving them just a little something of a bag of popcorn and a gift for them to take a break and recognize that we do appreciate all that they do for our students. So also, we have the opportunity to host our GCC Con, and I could talk about and present it, but I'm going to ask Dr. Gold to take this part of my report. So Dr. Gold, our Chief Learning Officer.
Good evening, board members, President Campbell, Superintendent, and Cabinet. Super excited to give you the update on GCC Con, which we hosted last week, which is really a day for, let me click this. Thank you. Next slide. Thank you. There you go. A day dedicated to celebrating learning, collaboration, and growth across our organization. It's really grounded in our portrait of a graduate, and this year it really focused on our values of service. GCC Con really helps us, equip us with the tools to stay student-focused, centered, and driven. Our event was kicked off in true GCC style, which was brought to life by our very own GCC drumline. They really brought the beats. It was so much fun. The energy they brought set the tone for a day that was filled with excitement, connection, and inspiration. This year, we brought over 800 staff members together in one location, and they had the opportunity to attend over 100 sessions, which were led by 90 impressive presenters, which the majority was all of our own staff. The average rating of all of our sessions was an impressive 4.5 out of 5 stars. This year's GCC Con truly offered something for everyone. Sessions were carefully designed to meet the diverse needs of all of our staff, from supporting our English language learners, exploring the science of reading, strengthening math and AI practices, looking at effective behavior management, and how to become spreadsheet experts, to how to advance college and career readiness. We also expanded our focus on whole staff well-being, recognizing that when our educators are healthy and supported, then our students thrive. Staff could participate in over 25 sessions, which focused on their own financial wellness, physical fitness, like self-care with a swing, mental health, such as a sound bath for educator well-being, and healthy eating, which was happy hour with Chef Angel and Mason. All of these designed help our staff show up as their best selves every single day. The feedback from our participants captured the spirit of the day here. One attendee shared, "I have never seen an organization put on such an outstanding internal event. It was both unique and beneficial." Another reflected, "The sessions were transparent, real, and helpful. Each one left me with something I could use immediately." Many appreciated the opportunity to connect and collaborate, saying that they valued hearing different perspectives from others in the same field but were in different settings. I want to give a huge shout out to our incredible presenters who volunteered their time, passion, and expertise to make GCC Con unforgettable. They didn't have to, but they chose to step up, share their knowledge, and inspire others. And that's what makes GCC community truly special. I also want to affirm COA of the Arts and CCCS Maine for graciously hosting this event, and to every volunteer who showed up very early in the morning, even gave up a day off when they could have had an extended weekend, and went above and beyond to ensure that everything ran smoothly. And of course, the biggest applause goes to the very mighty professional learning team in the back. I have with me the amazing Nicole Duran, Kimberly Smart, and Adrienne Pierre. Their creativity, dedication, and countless hours of behind-the-scenes work brought GCC Con to life and made it shine. As one member said best, "It's incredible to work for an organization that invests so deeply in our growth and well-being." GCC Con reminds us that when we team up to learn, grow, and support one another, we amplify our collective impact. And that's exactly what this event represents. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gold. And just two other final items for the superintendent's report. A couple of upcoming things that we have. We have the College and Career Fair that is happening November the 13th from 10 to 2:30 at the California Aerospace Museum right up. And so Director Madden her and her team are deeply working on that to make that a meaningful, exciting event. And then finally, we are excited that we're currently taking our applications for our next group of Superintendent Student Advisory Council members. And so our communications team, Julia Jimenez Yamamoto, has been working together with our school sites to start seeding our next SSAC so that we can start, again, keeping that true student voice at the center of everything that we do. And with that being said, Board, that is our report.
And an excellent report it is. Board members, any comments? I apologize. I had planned a vacation about a year and a half ago, and everything fell just within this month. We had reservations at the Balloon Fiesta in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's my second trip there, and it was spectacular. So I am so sorry to have missed such an outstanding event. And it looked as if everyone really, truly had a great time. And thank those of you here who made it possible for this to happen. But believe it or not, I need to say this. If your ears could have burned between Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Arkansas, you would have heard me talking about this program over and over and over. But I did make one mistake. My nephew, with whom I visited, asked how much do we usually clear at the golf tournament, because my niece is also in the business. And I said, oh, about 20,000 or so, I think, to 25. I've got to call him back and tell him a little different. Yes. So thank all of you for all of your hard work. And I just really missed the activities this month. And I promise I will try to schedule a little better next year. So thank you. Anything else, board members? Hearing nothing else, we will now continue with our regular board agenda. And we move into study session. Deep dive recognition.
Okay. Thank you, Madam President. By the way, I just saw Jackie. Hi. Jackie's one of our graduates. Good to see you back. All right, sorry. So Assistant Superintendent Elliott, who oversees all of our external work and relations as well as our community engagement department, is taking this on. So.
Well, good evening, Madam President. I'll start over. Good evening, President Campbell, Superintendent Sample, and Board of Directors. Tonight, I am going to recognize a number of very important and impactful team members that did some extra work in our first year of implementation of the California Community Schools Program grants. Just as a recap, Superintendent Sample mentioned it earlier, but we were the only charter school organization chosen as a deep dive school as part of the CCSPP program. To put that in context, over the last 3 years, there have been 500 LEAs and over 2,000 schools in the state of California receive this grant. So for us to be the only charter organization and one of just a handful of other public school districts chosen is a phenomenal accomplishment. So I just want to publicly say to the board and superintendent, congratulations on your work. I know Superintendent Sample, I believe it was 4 years ago now that you and former Director Terekov spent a lot of time creating this vision, submitting the application for the planning grant, moving on into the implementation grant. So it's been a process, and we're finally getting to see some of those outcomes, and we're going to celebrate that today. Go ahead, Melissa. As a deep dive school last year, in our first year of 5 years of the program implementation grant, we were able to travel the state with our community schools team and visit 3 model districts to learn best practices and see how other schools are supporting their students and families through this program. And after we visited those 3 districts, we were able to return the favor, and we hosted approximately 60 educators from across the state here at GCC, and we're able to highlight how we, across our 9 schools, are focusing on the 4 pillars and creating student impact through our expanded learning programs, integrated supports with our student services department, collaborative leadership, specifically through community-based learning and CTE programs across the county, and then family engagement through big events like our Community Schools Summit and other activities, listening sessions, and different ways that we engage families. So next up, I want to celebrate 6 individuals who spent some extra time really highlighting and documenting our year 1 journey. And these digital storytellers and teacher fellows poured a lot of time into showcasing how we across the GCC make a huge impact on a day-to-day basis for our families. And before I actually have Dr. Paulina come up and introduce them, I'd like Melissa to click the link, and we're going to show you about a 90-second clip of one of the videos created by one of our teacher fellows.
A parent may have many worries about their child's future when they send their child to school for the first time. Will my child feel safe and cared for? Does the school celebrate different cultures and backgrounds? What if they fall behind or feel overwhelmed? Will the school support both their academic and emotional growth? These questions make you want to hold on to your child just a bit longer. So let us answer some of those questions for you. At Gateway Community Charters, our community schools work and our portrait of a graduate core values will help ensure your student is not only academically ready, but life ready for whatever obstacles may come their way. We understand this means having staff that is not only proficient in the classroom, but who are skilled at many other avenues of learning. Our counselors, social workers, psychologists, and other staff help make our campus a safe and welcoming environment. Our elementary students take awesome field trips that help broaden their horizons, and they even start career exploration. We want our students to know that it's never too late or too early to dream.
All right, well, again, that was just a short clip. I believe that Mr. Marco provided the board with links where you can go and watch all of the videos created by the whole team that was here tonight. So please, as you have time, take a look at those. And next up tonight, I would like to ask Dr. Paulina Morozova-Diab to come to the podium, and along with our guest from SCOE, Regulo Ferris, and we are going to honor some of our digital storytellers and teacher fellows with some certificates, and then when that's done, ask the board to join us on stage for a picture.
Good evening, board members and President Campbell and Superintendent Semple. Tonight, we're proud to recognize our deep dive teacher fellows and digital storytelling fellows whose leadership and creativity are shaping the future of community schools at Gateway Community Charters and across California. The Teacher Fellows Program began as a pilot to build a community school teacher peer learning network, a space for educators to collaborate, share best practices, and center teaching and learning as core parts of community school implementation. Through this work, teachers across the deep dive sites have helped define that it means to be a community schools teacher, developing real examples of community-based learning that connect classrooms to the lived experiences and cultural strengths of our students and families. This evening, we're honored to recognize two outstanding educators who represent Gateway Community Charters as teacher fellows last year. Michelle Thomas, a third grade teacher at High Learning Academy, could not be with us tonight as she is attending a professional training at SCOI. Michelle has been an inspiring voice in connecting classroom practice to the broader goals of community schooling, ensuring every student feels seen, valued, and supported. Natalia Protasevitska, world history and leadership teacher at Futures High School, brings incredible creativity and passion to her classroom. Her work helps students connect to real-world leadership and civic engagement, truly embodying the spirit of community-based education. Please join me in congratulating and thanking both Michelle and Natalia for their leadership, dedication, and lasting contributions to our schools and students. We also take time tonight to honor our community school digital storyteller fellows, educators, staff, and students who are helping us capture and share the powerful stories of the GCC community schools. These fellows are more than storytellers. They're community historians and ambassadors, documenting transformation, amplifying student and family voices, and connecting us through stories that inspire understanding and belonging. Tonight, we recognize three remarkable GCC Digital Storyteller Fellows. Maisha Britt, Community Engagement Specialist at Future High School, has been a driving force in connecting families, students, and staff through stories that highlight the power of community engagement. Her work beautifully captures what it means to belong to a thriving school community. Svetlana Muzichenko, who participated as a parent liaison at Community Outreach Academy Middle School, now Academy of Sciences, and now serves as the Community Schools Outreach Specialist with GCC. She exemplifies growth and partnership. She continues to bridge families, educators, and the broader community, ensuring that every voice, including those of refugee and newcomers, is heard and valued. Jacqueline Gomez joined the fellowship as a 12th grade student at Futures High School and is now a college freshman. Her storytelling gave us a powerful student perspective, reminding us that student voice must always remain at the center of our work. We're so proud of her continued journey and the inspiration she brings to others. Please join me in congratulating Manisha Britt, Svetlana Muzichenko, and Jacqueline Gomez for their creativity, leadership, and dedication to uplifting our community through storytelling. Together, our teacher and digital storyteller fellows remind us that the strength of community schools lies not only in programs and resources, but in the people, our teachers, staff, students, and families, who bring these stories of connection, learning, and hope to life every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulina. And I do have one more award to present, and this award actually goes, could you flip slides, to President Campbell, Superintendent Sample, and the entire GCC board. This award is from UCLA's Center for Community Schooling, and it is to honor GCC for its work in being a statewide exemplar for system-wide community engagement and demonstrating sustainable, equity-centered impact for our students and families. So I'd like you to join me on stage. I'll present this to you, and we can take a group picture together.
Are there any questions from the board regarding the deep dive recognition before we move to our next portion?
Any comments, board members? Well, I want to thank each of you for your hard work, your dedication, and your perseverance. Thank you so, so much. You are really modeling what we believe is GCC's goals and objectives. So thank you so much for being here tonight and sharing with us. Thank you, Maury.
Absolutely.
And again, I just, Assistant Superintendent Elliott has already done it, but I want to recognize our retiree, Mr. Terekov, for his work and support in really helping us start this process and everything. So thank you, Sergey.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Assistant Superintendent.
Shall I go again? Okay, I'm back, folks. Yes. All right, well, good evening again, board. Tonight, I have really a two-part segment here I'd like to share with the board, talking about both government relations and GCC's plan for external engagement this year, and then specifically diving into our own community engagement team here at GCC, and to share how they are impacting our schools throughout the GCC campuses. So first off, a couple of quick updates. Charter renewal, you all know we are in the midst of that right now for both Saba Sac City and Saba Elk Grove. Just a quick update on current progress and dates. Starting next week, we have a board meeting for the next 4 weeks consecutively. Next week will be in Elk Grove for our public hearing. I believe the following, we might skip 1 week. 2 weeks later, we'll have our vote with the Sac City School Board, and then another week and a half later, we'll have our vote with the Elk Grove School Board. So, you know, the next 35 days is going to be very busy. We feel that we're in very good shape. We've received positive feedback from both districts to date. We'll have some more in-depth meetings as we get closer to the vote date nights, but we feel good about our prospective renewal status. We have had multiple board members on campus tours already, and I believe we have 5 more lined up over the next month. So we feel very, very thankful for the work that our entire team has put in on those documents. And we'll quickly move to 2026 once those are done, and next on the plate is going to be GIS. So more to come on that as we move towards the spring semester. Updates as far as the Department of Education and some legislative items happening. Over the summer, there was a lot of talk about our dashboard alternative status and what CDE was going to do as far as specific indicators that qualify our schools for that very important status. Currently, no big changes have been made, but there are some significant discussions on the table, specifically around the credit deficient indicator and whether or not that's going to remain an indicator for DOS students. Now, Superintendent Sample and I have actually both met with CDE staff to express GCC's support for keeping that indicator. Just to explain the significance of it, almost 80%, between 70 and 80% of our students at our 4 independent study schools qualify as DOS students. Over 50% of those students qualify under the credit deficient indicator. So it's a very significant one that really has a lot of meaning behind it. We want to keep that as an indicator, and we're continuing to work with the department to make sure it stays that way so that we can best serve our students as a DOS school. Last night, Senate Bill 414 was vetoed by Governor Newsom. I'm sure most of you have heard it by this time. We're going to wait until a future board meeting to dive deeper into that, since that was such a new development last evening. But we wanted to at least announce that to the board tonight. A lot of work went in to get that bill passed through the Assembly and the Senate, and it did not make it through the governor's desk as of last night. So more to come in future board meetings on that bill. Looking at external engagement across the GCC this year, and working with Superintendent Sample and our Community Engagement Department and with our school leaders at school sites, we have really come down to 3 specific areas that we are going to focus on. Those are going to be policy and political advocacy, school visibility and showcasing, and community and civic leadership. And across those 3 areas, I'm going to dive deep in the next few slides on what it looks like here at the central office and at our school sites specifically. So first off, policy and political advocacy under strategic legislative partnerships. This is something I believe GCC has always been strong with, and Superintendent Sample has led the way with relationships at the state legislative level. We're going to continue working on specific legislation this year, tracking legislation, making sure we're following it well, but also looking at what legislation may be out there or that could be created that GCC could help put forward and promote to benefit not just GCC students, but all students in the Sacramento region. We're going to continue to identify champions in in the state legislature that we know will support GCC and our mission, and we're going to make sure that we approach those champions with a unified voice across all of our school sites to make sure that everyone's getting the same message, they know the mission, they know the vision, and the more concise and consistent we are as one entity, the better we will be able to show our voice and impact in the community. Number 2, direct engagement with elected officials. Last year, with Superintendent Sample and with Matt Taylor on board, we did a lot of good work around lobby days at the Capitol with our students and staff. We're going to continue that work this year. And Jason and I are also going to be setting up meetings at the Capitol to make sure that we are getting small group meetings with legislators to really advocate for GCC needs. So you will see both Superintendent Sample and I at the Capitol frequently throughout the year to make sure that our voices and our community's voice is heard. School visibility and showcasing. You know, school tours are, from my perspective, probably the single most valuable way to show the impact that we make to our community members. It is one of my most favorite things to do, and it's where I think we develop the biggest fans. And we're going to continue to bring school board members, other elected officials, and industry partners on campus. This morning, Director Ash, and she's not here tonight, but Director Ash and I were able to host a board member tour at the Sabasac City campus, and it was a board member that we had never met before, and she walked away feeling like this is a new best friend. There's no way to walk on our school sites, no matter what school it is, and not walk away understanding the impact that we make. So we're going to continue that work across the region to show our impact. Student showcases. Last year, we had 2 big ways to specifically show student outcomes across we had many more than 2, but 2 that we really highlighted were our EV Lowrider Project and the Stock Market Challenge. And we're going to continue to work on ways to get students out in the community, to present at conferences, to be at national events and competitions. One of my favorite things to do when we go to community events, when people talk financial literacy, that's a huge topic of conversation right now. It's now a graduation requirement for our high schools starting in 2026. People always ask, what is it that schools are doing? We feel like that's dropped off the map. And when I can talk about projects like the Stock Market Challenge that our Futures high school students did with Junior Achievement, how they competed not just locally but nationally in this challenge and took second place, it really shows the impact of our programs in a very, very big way. So we're going to continue finding ways to showcase student outcomes and projects this year. Direct experiences that highlight GCC's mission. Again, our deep dive work wasn't just a one-year thing. It's going to continue. We're going to continue inviting other leaders across the state to our campuses to learn, to showcase, to share best practices. And we're going to make sure that we continue community-based events. Dr. Gold's going to host our Innovators Fair coming up in May. I think last year, did we have close to 1,000 people attend? That's a major, major impact in the community and a great way to bring learning into public spaces to highlight our impact. We'll continue that work and continue to find ways to do more. Director Madden's in the house tonight. Our college and career fair, I believe we had somewhere around 60 to 70 community partners on site last year for that GCC college and career fair. That's going to be even bigger this year, and we'll continue to engage community with events like that. All right, community and civic leadership. Leadership in local organizations, we all know that it takes a whole team to connect with the organization the size that we have. And there are numerous ways that we find to connect in our communities. A couple specific ones I mentioned up here tonight. I've had the honor of being part of the American Leadership Forum for the last 2 years. That is a network of professionals in the Sacramento area, and it is an amazing way to connect, to make new friends, and to highlight the work we do across many different sectors and many different industries outside of the K-12 education world. I've also been to Cap to Cap as a co-chair for the Workforce and Education Committee. Assistant Superintendent Secoy is a board member for the Sacramento County Children's Coalition. And we could keep going on, but these are just some ways in which we connect with the community with the goal of finding ways to expand opportunities for students. Every one of these organizations that any of us here in this room are involved in leads to those expanded opportunities for students, and we're going to continue that work this year. School community partnerships, something I am extremely excited about for January is the opening of our Gateway Family Resource Center, and our community engagement team that's here tonight, and I'll talk deeper about it in the second half of my presentation, is putting a lot of work in to get this off the ground and running. But opening resource centers in our community for our families and students which will also then create collaborative programming throughout the community with different workshops, after-school program, more enrichment opportunities to extend learning beyond the classroom. But the key here is not just for students, but for our parents and our students' families. So all of these resources coming into the Resource Center are going to be geared towards learning beyond the classroom, physical health, mental health for staff, students, and families. Thank you. And then community-facing events, building public trust and celebrating community and culture. We have a lot of our own events that we ask our partners to come to. Another goal of ours is to make sure that we go out to their events. And the more we can show our face in the community supporting our partners, we know that favor will be returned, and we'll build those relationships, we build trust. I want it to be known that every event in the Sacramento region with a partner that is connected to GCC, when they host an event, they can count on GCC to be there. That's how we build trust, and we're gonna make that a priority this year. All right, community engagement and communications. Excuse me real quick, I need some water. I'm saying a lot of words. All the external engagement we just talked about cannot happen with one person, two people, three people. It takes an entire team, and I am so thankful that through this community schools program, we have been able to build a full communications and community engagement department, and most of that team is here with us tonight. So I want to recognize them here in a minute. But before we do that, I want to share with you what they are doing specifically, both on the external end and the internal end here in our school sites to support students. So back real quick. They focus in 3 areas: community relationships, visibility and outreach, and then our comms department specifically on public relations and media. Go ahead. First off, with community relationships, the biggest project they're undertaking this year is the launch of our Gateway Family Resource Center. This center will be established as a hub for mental health and wellness and help meet the basic needs of our students and families. We plan to open in January with our first iteration of a program we're calling Base Camp, and it's going to focus around physical health along with mental health and wellness. More info to come on that, and we'll look to expand other offerings as we build into the new facility that we're going to be at, but you should see some more info coming for our January start date on the Resource Center. Expand and integrate partner engagement. This team's focus is not just to bring resources into this Resource Center, but to bring resources onto school campuses to meet students where they're at. And a big part of their value and their impact is being on the school campuses this year, learning what their students need, and then going in the community and meeting those needs and bringing those resources to school campuses. And then community presence at local events. There are events all over the Sacramento community every weekend, almost on a nightly basis, even during the week, and they are very intentional about finding these events, setting up a table, being out there, promoting the GCC brand, promoting our schools, promoting the impact that we make, trying to make a difference for families that aren't even ours yet, but we hope will be ours in the near future. Visibility and outreach, where this team makes an impact internally is with attendance recovery campaigns. And we're doing a lot of work this year with home visits. I should have grabbed the data before I came to present, but there have been dozens of home visits done already this semester by this team just here in the first quarter, looking to re-engage students, reduce chronic absenteeism. Last year, as this team grew, and I know the school sites were also doing a lot of their own internal work, but when you combine those teams together, from school site teams to this team, you saw some drastic reduction in our chronic absenteeism rates. Again, showing great impact from this whole process of community schools. Community schools advisory committees are being formed starting, I think, in 2 weeks. The last week of October, all of our school sites, all 9 LEAs, will be hosting their own community schools advisory committees led by this team here. And we're going to make sure that we continue throughout the year to gather feedback from staff, from students, from parents, and from other stakeholders to ensure that the needs that they feel that they need are actually the needs that we're meeting at the school sites. And then consistent branding, aligning flyers, brochures, and digital materials to present a unified identity across the GCC. And then last, public relations and media. This is where our comms team comes in. Making sure we have a proactive approach. When we know good things are happening, let's get the news out there ahead of time so that our community can be aware about the good things that are happening. Event coverage, when we have the Innovators Fair, when we have our Career Fair, when we have the golf tournament, making sure that those are getting blasted all over social media, again, highlighting and showing our impact. And then reputation management, we know that quick, clear, consistent communication is the key to building trust with our stakeholders. And that comms team with Julia and Amelia know that that is the #1 priority, is to build that trust in our community with the way that they communicate our message and GCC's vision out to our stakeholders. And last slide, community and student impact. We are 1 quarter into the school year, just about 10 weeks, and already you can see some significant impact from this team and our school site teams and how we interact with the community and find supports for our students. One of our key focus areas has been making sure that we are actively engaged in our local chambers of commerce. Currently, to date, this semester, GCC is represented at over 7 different chambers in the Sacramento region. From our principals, we've had teachers, we've had the college and career readiness team, the CED community engagement team. All in all, we have had 23 staff members attending events with our local chambers. And I can tell you from being at many of those events, there's not one that we have walked away from without a new contact, without a new friend, without a potential new opportunity for students. Community events, as I mentioned earlier, on a weekly basis, we are out. We have tabled at over 10 events this school year, a couple of those being National Night Out back in August, and then Celebrate North Highlands right up the street here by our Dudley C building just 2 weekends ago. We already talked about the golf tournament today, but just to highlight the partnership with the foundation and the CED team, over 140 golfers, $40,000 raised, both of which are the most golfers and the most money we have ever raised as an organization for that tournament. And then resources, and more resources, from our fall and winter festivals to student supports, clothing, winter clothing, coats, hygiene products, a couple hundred backpacks, teacher supplies. I do want to give a shout out to a new partner called the Propel Project. They hosted 30 of our teachers last week and literally gave them a wagon full of teacher supplies for free. It's amazing. And that's all due to the work of this team and just finding needs that are out there and then going out and meeting those needs. So with that, I want to give a quick introduction since I have most of them here. If I could have the CED team that's here stand up. And I want to give a quick shout out. The whole team of 8 is on the board. We've got Paulina, Stacy, Svetlana, and Rita, and our comms team already left, but they were here too. And they're a huge piece of all this work. As a GCC team, we cannot do it without this team, and I am very thankful for what they do every day to serve our students. So thank you guys. And I feel like that was a lot of words, so I am done, but I would be happy to answer any questions if you have
You have been the
any.
star of tonight's meeting. You have done very well. Yes, Board Member, yes.
I really want to thank you for your in-depth report on government relations and community engagement. I imagine about once a month I ask Jason, tell me more about what we're doing. I should have said this in your last presentation just a few minutes ago. I watched the videos. I have to say, very professionally done. The interviews were really great. A number of the students were just impressive. And I have to say, congratulations on the quality of that work. And I hope we can showcase those around the community and probably even to a wider audience. I think in your report, you're absolutely right. That I know it's very obvious that on a state level, it's absolutely critical that we're working at the state level and that we do as much as we can to support the charter school movement. But I really appreciate what you said about local community engagement, because I think that's in the past, what's been the past success of the GCC, and certainly will be our future success, is that we get involved, and particularly the civic leadership. Getting the GCC staff involved in community organizations. And now we are, I think we could do much more. But again, appreciate it also to the staff, the work that you're doing, and I appreciate the report. Thank you.
Thank you, absolutely.
Okay. I appreciate the report too. The information was just great. A couple of things. One, with the political arena, we're here to help in that situation. Some of us, if you let us know when you need us and want us to be involved, we will be involved. I personally will be. So, I think what you're doing is fantastic. But I feel kind of guilty because you're working so hard, and I keep thinking there's more that I could be doing, there's more that we could be doing. So please keep that in mind.
Will do, but you do a lot through letting us build these teams to get it done. So thank you, and yes.
And one of the things you mentioned, the home visits, I know we talked about that quite a bit. And I see that that's now in place where you're making the home visits, and I was very pleased to hear that.
Yes.
I'm just very appreciative of everything you guys are doing. I want you to know that. So thank you. Thank you so very much for your hard work and your dedication. Tell Mom hi. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are finished with study sessions, so we are now moving to consent agenda items. And I will go over those quickly. Oh, you have them, thank you. So that you can see, approve adoption of GCC board meeting, approve personnel consent agenda, approve purchases over $30,000, approve curriculum adoption for CCCS, Connection Academy at Gateway, approve curriculum adoptions, Future High School, AP World History, approve leadership evaluation and development lead, formerly ROPE, approve school field trips, and please note that they have given us most of the school field trips for the year. And so we can vote on them, and then as they come up, if we have questions. And you have them listed there. SAVA, GIS, SAVA PI, Futures High School. And I think that's it. So those are the consent agenda items for approval.
I move approval.
Move approval?
Second.
All right. Any other discussions? Any comments? Seeing none, hearing none? Okay, roll call for consent agenda approval. Harry Block,
Yes.
Bruce Mandrake,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. So all of the consent agenda items have been approved unanimously. Thank you. All right. And now we are moving to curriculum instructions, no. Facilities, no. Central administration, Community Collaborative Charter School, CCCS, material revision. Are you going to speak to that,
Yes.
Superintendent? Okay.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the board, I just kind of want to just give a little bit of a highlight in terms of this particular item, which is the material revision for Community Collaborative Charter School. Our authorizing district, Twin Rivers Unified, has been doing their ongoing oversight visits, and one of the things that became very clear in our discussions amidst the oversight is really trying to fully define CCCS. As each of you know, CCCS has kind of been our program that has birthed a number of other programs, and it is our only TK-12 non-classroom-based school, as well as it has all of these various different parts. And so the district asked Assistant Superintendent Takoya and myself if we could find a way to better define within our document so that it's very clear the program. So everything that we have updated in the charter is not new. It's existing formats and programs that we have, but we're giving these items a few more definition and clarity. And Assistant Superintendent Coy, I give you permission to jump in and help me translate some of this. So the biggest changes that, board, you will see in this material revision is we have updated the educational services section of the charter petition to more accurately reflect the 4 areas that we have for CCCS. And I wanted to bring to your attention what I call the naming. Our TK-8, which we internally call TK-8, hybrid, we have named in our charter petition Phoenix Academy, again, so that it is very clear that that is the name of that's that program and that they're serving those students. Our 9 through 12, flex-based, I know Flex-based was the term that was being utilized in AB 414, but Assistant Superintendent Elliott and I like flex-based. We feel that more accurately reflects what we do instead of non-classroom based. That is what we call RISE Academy, which is our 9th through 12th portion. GCC Virtual Academy is a TK-12 virtual program that's led by Principal Jones back there. And again, that's program's already been there, but the district was looking for, so what is this? Is it a new school? Have you opened a new charter without telling us? And so we're just giving full clarification. And then finally, Connections Academy at Gateway is our Learn from Home. That's the more proper term to use, other than, I believe the other term is homeschool, but it's really a Learn from Home program, and that's TK through 12. So Assistant Superintendent Coy, what else anything else I missed in this?
I don't know if I can. I think this is a perfect reflection of what Twin Rivers has asked. It really is just providing a foundation to help them understand how each program is different and what different populations they are serving and how they function differently within each program. And I just want to give a shout out to Principal Briones, who really helped us define the vision, especially for Phoenix Academy and Rise Academy. She's not able to be here tonight, but I just want to give her credit for that.
Thank you for that. So, Board, some of the other changes that we had to accurately more reflect is, since the approval of the charter petition, SB 88, which changed requirements for school transportation. So we updated our transportation section to more accurately reflect the provisions of the new law. We updated our facilities section to accurately reflect where Connections Academy is located in terms of their work that was not in. And then CBO, Omaira Reyna, she updated our multi-year projections as well as our cash flow to be able to accurately reflect the growth of CCCS. So those are all the changes that are reflected in the charter material revision. Our plan is to submit this document to the district within the next day, and we anticipate having a public hearing on or before December the 9th. So Assistant Superintendent Elliott said that over the next 45 days, there is a board meeting every week. He didn't get a chance to add to you that after November, we'll start another series of board meetings, this time with Twin Rivers for the material revision. And that is the update on that.
No. And this is an action item? Is
Yes.
it? Or, okay. it is
It's an action item.
It's an action item, okay.
Staff
I just want to
is-
make sure it wasn't information only, but an
Yes,
action item.
staff is requesting
Yeah.
the board's approval
right.
to submit the material
The
revision.
material revision, that's what it is, okay. So you understand. Any questions before we?
No, after Jason's persuasive presentation, I move approval of the item.
Okay, we have,
I'll second.
all right, it has been moved and second that we accept the revision, Community Collaborative Charter School Revision. Any other discussion? Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll take the vote. Harry Block,
Yes.
Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. Approved unanimously. Thank you, thank you. And now, we are down to board comments. Mr. Block, you have something to say? Yes.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to say that I attended CPR class last week. It was a great class, and, you know, the funny thing about it, I got approval when I went home a couple of days later, and a little boy got something caught in his throat on TV. It was showing him on TV. He was in there, and his little sister, she's about 12 or 13 years old, saved his life. You know, and so that showed that something that's really needed. We was packed house for the CPR class. So it was
That's
great.
Thank you. Did you do the golf tournament?
Yes,
Yes?
but the golf, I leave that alone right now.
You gonna-
playing.
Mr. Jack, did you make it?
No, I did not.
Oh, This is the first time, isn't it?
It's the first time in a long time.
Yeah, because I didn't hear you talk about it, so I thought I better ask. I know you didn't have the golf talk.
It
Oh,
rained
my
on us.
goodness.
Let's say it rained.
You guys missed us.
Director Block and Director Anderson both attended. So
Oh, okay,
the board was well
Okay.
represented.
all right, I promise. I promise next time. I promise. I won't miss any more. Okay, so with that, oh, have we had a board meeting since we did CCCS back to school night? No, we have not, and I need to give kudos to CCCS High School. I did attend, there were a lot of us there, attended the back-to-school night, and it was great. And I have to talk about the nursing program, or I'm not sure if it's called nursing or health program. It is phenomenal. And also the food. I think I ate so much and drank too much coffee. But it was a great, great evening with parents there, students, and all of us were there. So please make sure that the accolades go back to the new principal and what she has done. It was wonderful. And I will be getting back to the schools again soon. So with that, we are now moving to closed session. So we will take a break for closed session, and the items are anticipated litigation. closed session, and we had an item where the board heard and upheld the enrollment committee's decision regarding the student, case number A26-1. So we are going along with the committee's decision. Thank you. And now, board members, we are down to our close and the announcement of our next board meeting.
Our next board meeting is going to be Wednesday, November 12th at 4:45.
November 12th.
So I just want to make sure the board notes that our regular Tuesday night is Veterans Day, so I want to
Awesome.
acknowledge our veterans, so we will be the next day.
Okay. Any other comments, board members?
Move to adjourn.
Do we have a motion for adjournment?
Second?
And we have a second. So any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. The meeting is closed and adjourned. Thank you. Thank you for staying around, everyone. Thank you.